Let's talk about how can we use delete operation with Workbench in this video. So we have inserted few records through Workbench, and this is the Excel file, right? So we have inserted these records already in my lead object. What I'm going to do is I'm going to delete these records. Suppose I'm going to delete all these records that I have inserted today. So we'll see how Workbench can help us to delete all these inserted record through this tool. Okay, first of all, in order to delete, let us first go and see whether the record is already there or not. So I have written a small query, SQL query, select ID name from lead. This is going to give me all the record that I have in lead object, including the 7-8 records that I just have inserted. Okay, so if I click on query, see, it gives me all 35 records. Now there is a record name Gary. Gary and John, Alex, few records which I have inserted, right? What do you think? How do I fetch the record, let's say, which has been inserted today? Let me show you a small trick over here, okay? In lead object, there's a field called created date. Include the created date also. You will get all the data with created date. Got it? Now I'm going to go and check what is the created date for Gary. I will copy this entire data, Control C, and I'm going to put here filter result by created date equals to Control B, right? So it gives me the clear SQL query. Now if I click on query, see, it will show me only those record which has been created on this particular date and time. So these are the 7 records or 8 records which I have inserted from my Excel file. All right. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete all these 8 records with Workbench. For that, please see the process. See, whenever you update or whenever you delete a record inside Salesforce, you have to tell the system what is the ID of that record you're trying to delete or update. We have seen this in the update operation, right? You have to include ID, which is unique ID for updations. Same thing for delete. Doesn't matter if you include any other fields apart from ID, but ID is something you have to include in the Excel file, CSV file. And then you have to use this delete operation. Okay, so I have already included ID in this SQL query. What I'm going to do is I'm going to export this bulk CSV. So I've clicked on bulk CSV, clicked on query. This will give me the bulk CSV data. And let me just go and download this. Open it. And this time I'm going to save it with a name called deleted leads or delete leads. That's the name. Okay, I want to save it in the desktop. I have already exported few data. We have seen this how to export. These are the data which I have imported, inserted, right? And these are the data which we updated. And now I'm going to create one more Excel file which will help us to do the delete operation. Okay, save this. Again, I'm telling you, make sure you save this with CSV format because Salesforce understands only CSV. Not only CSV, but Salesforce understands CSV, right? It understands other data types as well, the other file type as well. So I have saved the data in my desktop with the name of as delete leads. Okay. What next? This particular file, if you open, right, this has all the IDs, right? If you see here, Richard, this is the ID. Robert, this is the ID. I have all the ID available over here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my Workbench, click on this delete. So delete and purge both are same. You just permanently delete the data and it just help you to recover it from the recycle bin. But we're going to use the delete operation. Here also you will have an option to delete the record permanently. I'm going to show you this. Okay, so select this delete operation, same process from file, because here you don't have to select the object name, just select the file. The file should have the ID. If you don't have ID specified in the file, then you can't delete it, right? So this is the file that I just now have exported, which has the ID. Yeah, open this, click on next. Same thing, I have to just map here the ID. See, all the other field is been ignored because in order to delete the record, system need the ID only. So ID is mapped with this CSV file column name ID, right? Map the field, and here you get the option, which means the record will not be restored back from the recycle bin. Okay. You have another option over here called process record asynchronously via bulk API. Let me tell you, give you a small idea about what is asynchronous. This is a big concept that we will be discussing in the development part, but just give you a small idea. See, Salesforce is a database, and a lot of things happen when you click on delete, insert, or save or edit button. Whenever you click on delete button, for you are seeing that the record is being deleted, but in the backend so many things happen. Okay, and there's something called system resource. Whenever you are performing any operation, insert, update, delete, right? System takes some resources, so it takes some bandwidth, right? And let's say you are doing so many things in one single transaction, then the resource will be that will be consumed will not be enough, and for that, what will happen? Your operation might break. In this is called synchronous. Synchronous means you are not waiting for the resource to be released. Whatever operation you have, doesn't matter how many transactions are going on in the backend, you are asking the system to perform this transaction as well right now. But in the case of asynchronous, what happens is system will wait for the resources to be released, and once the system find the free resource means just the bandwidth, you just think about it, and then it will start the process. It takes some time, but the operation will not break. Okay, I think you got some basics idea. I'm not going to deep into this asynchronous. That's a big concept. So if you want to perform the permanent delete, check this box and confirm delete. I'm not performing it. I have not selected this. Just click on confirm delete. Now my records are deleted. All the 8 record which has been created today is deleted, right? How can I go and check this out? I'll go back to queries, SQL queries, and now same SQL query I'm going to run again. So this is supposed to give me all the records from, sorry, I have selected bulk CSV. I have to go back and select the list and then click on this query. So it's supposed to give me all the records, the record city, country, email, first name, ID, name, where the created date is today. But if you see here, there is no record. Why? Because those record has deleted. Correct? If you go to all open leads and refresh this lead and search with Gary, Gary, see, there is no lead named Gary. Why? Because that record has been deleted. Or if you search with another name called Richard, right? Control C this name, go back to your Salesforce, Control V, enter. See, there is no leads called Richard because those record has been deleted. It's very simple, right? So I'll just quickly repeat whatever you have done so far. I had the Excel file which I had exported first, including the ID, and this is the Excel file, not this one. Let me just quickly open the delete lead. This is the Excel file which I have, okay, and this has the ID. Now, in order to delete these records, where ID is equal to this, what I have to do is I have to go back to Workbench, go to data, click on delete. Yeah, once you click on delete, you have to select the Excel file, the CSV file. So browse it, select the same Excel CSV file, open it, click on next. Once you map things properly, click on map data, and now confirm delete. See, now this, because I have already performed the delete, I mean this record has already been deleted, that's why I'm getting the result as entity is already deleted. Status entity is deleted. Pretty cool. So this is how we can actually use Workbench to perform the insert, update, delete operations.